Alrighty, guys, and despite this being a baseball video, just keep in mind here that the college football season is just around the corner, and matter of fact, we're only 2 days away from kickoff. And if you want to see which one of my free college football picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally, there's only one way to do that, and that's to sign up for my college football tier package bets on my website. And the link for those plays is in the description section below. And before we go ahead and move on here, guys, just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to the video here today for Thursday, August 25th, 2022. Of course, my name is Brock Page, and I've been doing sports picks for free right here on YouTube since 2016. I also sell my personal sports bets on patreon.com/BrockPage. And I'm also currently 4-0 my last 4 extra daily bets on that website. Now, the extra daily bet is a package that I offer. It's only going to cost you just $2.99. And as an added bonus, if you sign up for that membership here today, you're going to get access to that package every single day all the way until September 1st. And if you think that's great, I'm also going to throw in my daily best play for you absolutely free. You're going to get access to that every single day till September 1st as well. Now, I currently have over 625 members who are signed up and active on that website right now. And if you want to see my current personal sports betting record, you can do that for free right now by going to the homepage. Now, you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on YouTube and what I do on my website. Well, what I do here on YouTube is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side and total. And what I do on my website is I actually share with you which one of these free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally. And with that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to take a look at the Angels squaring off against the Rays, 1:10 p.m. East. Tampa Bay's the $1.85 favorite at home, total 7 runs. Drew Rasmussen for Tampa Bay, Patrick Sandoval for Los Angeles. Now, Patty's just 4-8 on this season with a 1.40 whip. The Angels have also lost their last 5 straight, and they got the W only 1 time in their last 9. Now, LA's biggest problem during that stretch was their inability to produce runs. They averaged only 2.2 runs a game in their last 9 outings. They're also facing a red-hot Tampa team who won their last 5 straight. They also got the W in 8 out of their last 10. They also have Drew Rasmussen on the mound here today, who's 8-4 with an ERA in the 2s. And when it comes to playing at the Trop, these guys have a .641 win percentage in front of their own fans. Now, total-wise, Tampa went 7-3 at the under in their last 10 outings. Meanwhile, the Angels saw 5 out of their last 6 road games fall under the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Tampa Bay, -185, under 7. Next ball game, it is going to be Cardinals-Cubs, 2:20 p.m. East. St. Louis is -1.25, totals 9. Dakota Hudson for St. Louis, Marcus Stroman for Chicago. And out of 91-plus innings of work this season, Stroman's got the W just 3 times. He officially comes into today's ballgame with a 3-5 record. Now, the Chicago lineup has also had a tough time producing runs this year. They're in the bottom 10 in the league in runs per contest. They're also facing a Cardinal team who won 8 out of their last 10. And they can certainly hit with the best of them. St. Louis is in the top 5 in scoring, top 5 in OPS. They're also led by Paul Goldschmidt, who's the league leader in batting average. Goldie's currently hitting .335 at the plate with 31 homers and 100 RBI. And as a matter of fact, Paulie's in the top 5 in the bigs right now in home runs, RBI, and OPS. And when it comes to divisional play, well, the Cards are winning 63% of their ball games against the NL Central. Now, total-wise, St. Louis saw 3 out of their last 4 Dakota Hudson starts get over the number. Meanwhile, the Cubbies went 4-3 to the over in their last 7 at Wrigley. I'm going to lean toward the Cardinals, -1.25, over 9. Next matchup, it is going to be the Guardians at the Mariners, 4:10 p.m. East. Cleveland's the $1.20 favorite on the road, total 7.5 runs. Tristan McKenzie for Cleveland, Marco Gonzalez for Seattle. And even though Marco hasn't been stellar, the M's got the W in 5 out of their last 8 Gonzalez starts. Now, the Mariners are also doing a nice job of getting on base, in certain spots. They're actually in the top 5 in the majors right now in walks per 9 at the plate. Now, hitting-wise, Ty France, he leads the franchise in batting average. Meanwhile, teammate Eugenio Suarez, he's the club leader in homers and runs batted in. Now, they're taking on a Cleveland squad on the other side of things who's definitely had their struggles at the plate. As a matter of fact, these guys have been very little threat hitting the long ball this year. They're nearly dead last in home runs per game. They're actually second to last in the entire league in home runs. And even though Tristan McKenzie, the starting pitcher, even though he's had a real strong season on the bump, he's actually just one loss shy of double-digit L's for the year. Now, total-wise, Cleveland did go 7-3 to the under in their last 10. Meanwhile, on the other side, Seattle's gone just about 60% to the under in all of their ball games in their own building this year. I'm going to lean towards Seattle plus $1, under 7.5. Next contest, it is going to be Reds, Phillies, 7:05 East. Philadelphia's minus 320, totals 8.5. Aaron Nola for the Fightins, Justin Dunn for Cincinnati. And out of just 13 1/3 innings pitched, Justin Dunn already has an ERA in the 6s. Now, the Reds have also lost their last 3 straight to the Phils in this very series. They allowed 18 total runs during that time frame. Alec Boehm's leading the Phils in batting average. The Sluggers hitting nearly 300 at the plate. Now, the Phils are also one of the better scoring teams in the National League. They're actually in the top 10 in the entire major leagues in runs per game. And that's going to improve here shortly as Bryce Harper is tearing it up at the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on assignment. Anyway, even if the bats go cold here today in South Philly, the Phils have Aaron Nola on the mound, so they're going to have a chance to win this game. He's been spectacular this year, despite his record. Nola's got 174 strikeouts along with a .96 whip. And when it comes to ERA, well, Nola's got an ERA in the low 3s. Now, total-wise, 5 out of Philly's last 7 at Citizens Bank Park got over the number. They also went 4 under the over in Nola's last 5 starts. Plenty of run support for Nola. Meanwhile, Cincinnati went 70% to the over in their last 10 ball games themselves. I'm going to lean toward the Phillies, minus 1.5, over 8.5. Next matchup, White Sox, Orioles. White Sox, Orioles, 7:05 East. Chicago's minus 120 on the road, totals 8.5 runs. Lance Lynn for Chicago, Jordan Lyles for Baltimore. Now, Lyles has 9 wins on the season along with 119 strikeouts. The O's have also played quite well in front of their home crowd. They're winning 60% of their ball games in Camden Yards. They're also led by Anthony Santander, who leads the franchise in homers and runs batted in. Now, Chris Mullins is also the team leader in batting average at the plate. They're taking on a Chicago club who lost 5 out of their last 7, and they've also had a tough time scoring runs during that time frame. Matter of fact, the Sox averaged only 3.2 runs a game in their last 7 outings. They also have Lance Lynn on the mound here today, and he has not been great this year. Matter of fact, he's been less than stellar. Lance is just 3-5 on the year with an ERA of 5.30. Now, when it comes to the numbers, 7 out of Chicago's last 10 outings did fall under the line. Meanwhile, Baltimore went 7-3 to the under in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean toward Baltimore plus $1, under 8.5. Next contest, it is going to be Rockies Mets, 7:10 Flushing, Queens. The New York Mets are the heavy $4 favorite, total 7 runs. Jacob deGrom for New York, Ryan Feltner for Colorado. And even though there's really no logical explanation backing Colorado here, this is just a really juicy price point. The Rockies did get the W in 3 out of their last 5, so they're not completely helpless. And they actually hit the ball quite well during that short span I just mentioned. Matter of fact, the Rockies scored 30 total runs in their last 5 ball games. They also have Jose Iglesias in the lineup here today, who's hitting a team-best .308 at the plate. And, of course, teammate C.J. Cron, he's been very good this year, very dangerous at the dish. He's the club leader in home runs and RBI. Cron's actually 8th in the big leagues with 83 ribbies. And even though starting pitcher Ryan Feltner hasn't been great this year, he is averaging nearly a strikeout an inning on the mound. Now he's taking on a struggling Mets club on the other side who lost 3 out of their last 4. And they actually averaged less than 2 runs a game in those losses. Now New York's also had a tough time cashing in on the run line here recently, over the past week or so. Out of their last 10 ball games, they failed to cover the 1.5 6 times. Now, total-wise, all 4 of deGrom's starts this season did fall under the number. No real surprise there. Meanwhile, Ryan Feltner saw his last 2 straight starts fall under the line himself. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward Colorado plus 1.5, under 7. Next ball game I have for you, it is going to be Blue Jays Red Sox, a little divisional action there. And that's going to be a 7:10 Eastern first pitch in Beantown. Now, Toronto's minus 175 on the road, totals 9. Kevin Gausman for Toronto, Cutter Crawford for Boston. Now, Cutter's just 3-5 on the year with an ERA in the 5s. The Bo Sox are also on a 3-game skid, and they took the loss in 5 out of their last 6. And aside from some really bad pitching this year, the Bo Sox have played their worst baseball at Fenway. These guys have a win percentage of just .475 on their own field. They're also facing Kevin Gausman, who's been a strikeout machine. Kevin's got 149 Ks and an ERA in the 2s. Meanwhile, as a team, the Jays won 6 out of their last 7. And they scored nearly 40 total runs during that time frame. Alejandro Kirk, he's leading the franchise in batting average. The catcher is hitting .302. Meanwhile, Vlad Guerrero Jr., he's the team leader in homers and runs batted in. And this really shouldn't come as much of a surprise to anyone. The Jays are currently in the top 3 in the bigs in team batting average. Now, when it comes to the scoring, the Jays are 32-28 to the over on the road this year. They also saw overs recently against the likes of the Yankees, Baltimore, and this very Boston team. I'm going to lean toward Toronto minus 175, over 9. Next game, Twins, Astros, 8:10 p.m. East. Now, Houston's minus 180 at home, totals 8.5. Luis Garcia for the Astros, Chris Archer for Minnesota. Now, the Archman has struggled to get the W this year. Out of 87-plus innings, Archer's won only 2 games. He's actually just 2-6 on the season with an ERA in the 4s. Now, the ice-cold Twins have also lost their last 5 straight, and they average only 1.8 runs a game during that stretch. They're also facing a Houston club who won 5 out of their last 7 themselves. And they cashed in on the run line in their last 3 straight at home. Now, starting pitcher Luis Garcia, he's also got double-digit wins on the year, along with 127 strikeouts. Now, the righty's also got himself a whip of just 1.18. And even if Garcia struggles, he's backed by a dangerous Houston lineup who can hit the long ball at any given time. These guys are actually in the top 5 in the league in home runs. And, of course, they're led by Yordan Alvarez, who has a team best 31 homers on the year. Now, Yordy's actually 3rd in the majors in OPS as well. 3rd in the majors in home runs and OPS, both of those categories. Meanwhile, teammate Kyle Tucker, he's 9th in the bigs in runs batted in with 82 of them. Now, scoring-wise, Houston went 60% to the under in their last 10. Meanwhile, the Twins went 9-1 to the under in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean toward Houston minus 1.5. And the under 8.5 runs. Of that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for the video. It is going to be Yankees Athletics. That's going to be a 9:40 Eastern first pitch in the Coliseum. New York's the $2.10 favorite on the road, total 7.5. Jameson Taillon for New York, James Caprillion for Oakland. Now, Cappy's got just 3 wins on the year, along with an ERA in the 4s. The A's are also winning just 32% of their home games, and they're dead last in the majors in hits. They're facing Jameson Taillon, who's 11-4 in the season, with a 1.13 whip. Now, Taillon's also fanned 113 batters. Meanwhile, as a team, the Yankees won their last 3 straight, and that includes a 2-game sweep of the Mets. Aaron Judge is still dominating the majors with 48 homers and a league-best 105 ribbies. And no real surprise here, Judge is also leading the Bigs with a 1.056 OPS. Now, total-wise, New York did go 8-2 to the under in their last 10 outings. Meanwhile, Oakland went 60% to the under in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean toward the Yankees minus 1.5. And the under 7.5. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap. Powered to you by my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where I'm currently 4-0 my last 4 extra daily bets on that website. I like the Rays minus 185 under 7. St. Louis minus $1.25 over 9. Seattle plus $1 under 7.5. Philadelphia minus 1.5 over 8.5. And before we move on, just a quick reminder that if you want to see which college football games this Saturday that I'm actually betting on personally, there's only one way to do that, and that's to sign up for my college football tier package bets on patreon.com/BrockPage. I like Baltimore plus $1 under 8.5. Give me Colorado plus 1.5 under 7. Toronto minus 175 over 9 runs. Houston minus 1.5 under 8.5. And before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that I'm also 4-0 my last 4 extra daily bets on my website as well. I like the Yankees minus 1.5 under 7.5. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my website. Now, if you guys do end up getting a package here today, just keep in mind you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today, you are going to get access to that package every single day all the way until September 1st. I do always tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. And guys, if you want to get access to every single bet, every single package, every single day, you're going to want to sign up for my board member package. It's an all-inclusive membership. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said, guys, happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.